Oh baby, oh baby, oh baby. Welcome to the summer box office and Load Bearing Beam's summer box office fantasy league, which begins next week. And I didn't realize that as I was preparing to make this video. I was like, oh, hey, the fantasy league starts this week. That's swell. No, it starts next week. My mistake. But there's so much to talk about anyway, so we're just going to talk about it. Let's just talk. First things first, next week, the game begins. And what a beginning we have as Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning opens up. It was the draft pick of Jen Walks Into Walls. And at the same time, in theaters, two major motion pictures opening the same time, Lilo and Stitch, which was picked by Neophyte Reviews with the 6th overall pick. Jen picked Mission Impossible with the 4th overall pick. As if these two movies weren't big enough, we also have The Last Rodeo opening, picked by Cinematic Joshua, and Jane Austen Wrecked My Life, picked by Captain Hot Dog. Wow, what a summer it's going to be. But stuff happened at the box office this weekend, and we gotta talk about it. We just have to. Opening at number 1 was Final Destination: Bloodlines. Final Destination: Bloodlines, a big giant hit, the biggest hit of the franchise ever, with $51 million. I went and saw this movie opening night, had a blast, a lot of fun. If I have a complaint about this movie, the only thing that stops it from being my favorite movie in a franchise that I love dearly, I think the movie actually did the weird thing of making you care too much about the characters, so that when all the delightful kills happen, you're not laughing. You're like, oh, those poor deers. And that's just, it's weird to say to a director, hey, you made me care about the characters too much. You made me like them too much. I should be pumping my fist and hooting and hollering when they all get smashed real good. But no, it's a fine. It's better than fun. It's a lot of fun at the movies. Number 2, Thunderbolts asterisk open at number 2. No, okay. I'm sorry. I just got shocked via the Lumen microchip that Disney implanted in my brain. Okay, sorry. This movie is actually called The New Avengers. The New Avengers. It's my mistake. The New Avengers had a second place finish at the box office this weekend, adding $16.5 million to its total. Its domestic cumulative total stands at $155 million for the New Avengers. $155 million. Now, these are the New Avengers. They have obviously been received with the same amount of love and acclaim that the old Avengers got. We all agree on this. So I think it behooves us to look at some historical trends, really put this into historical context, and also see where we can go from here. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go back in time. Let's go back to 2012 when The Avengers was in its 3rd week. And The Avengers in 3 weeks had made $458 million. But this, keep in mind, was 13 years ago. And the United States dollar was not what it is now. Things have changed. Inflation. $458 million in 2012 is equivalent to $641 million in 2025. And just as an aside, oh my God, inflation. I've crunched the numbers and I have determined that the New Avengers is lagging behind the old Avengers by $486 million at this point in its domestic run at movie theaters throughout the United States and Canada. It's got a ways to go to catch up, but I'm confident that John Walker, Ghost, Bucky, Bob, they're going to do it. They can make it happen. Few more comparisons. In 2014, we got to meet another brand new Marvel team of best friends in Guardians of the Galaxy. Week 3, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 had earned $223 million. But if we adjust it for inflation, that's $302 million in 2025 money. So the New Avengers is behind, again, it's called the New Avengers. We all know that. It's behind Guardians of the Galaxy 1 by $147 million. Okay, let's take a look at one more movie, at another movie that the MCU made that introduced us to a beloved new team, and that is 2021's Eternals. Okay, so after 3 weeks, Eternals had made $137 million. That's more in the neighborhood of New Avengers. But we have to remember, we need to take out the old inflation calculator. 4 years ago was a long time. And oh my gosh, that's equivalent to $166 million today. So basically, the New Avengers is pretty close in popularity to Eternals. And you can make of that what you will. Yeah, as we said on our Thunderbolts Patreon episode, which you can get by going to patreon.com/loadbearingbeams, it's not that Marvel's popularity has collapsed, it's just it's not as popular as it used to be, and nothing can last forever. As Vision says, the thing is not beautiful because it lasts, but because it happened at all, and that's what we have to tell ourselves. Anyway, number 3, Sinners, comes in at number 3 for the weekend with $15.4 million to add to its domestic total of $241 million. $241 million for Sinners. Now, you might be thinking this is an absolute triumph for Warner Brothers and for director Ryan Coogler, but I think you're being a little naive. I want to point you to the reporting of Rebecca Rubin, who covers the industry with a keen eye, a keen observer is Miss Rubin, reporter for Variety, box office analyst. And back on April 20th, she said, quote, in an article covering what happened in the weekend at the movies, quote, meanwhile, Sinners, a vampire thriller from Black Panther director Ryan Coogler and star Michael B. Jordan, opened to $15.6 million overseas from 71 markets. The film was far bigger in the US and Canada, topping the box office with $48 million. End quote. Hold on. Just as an aside, this is why this paragraph is so wonderful, because every single thing in it is factually correct, but this is why this is going to be studied for future generations. It needs to be preserved in a museum because it's just so exemplary in showing how the game works. Okay, so again, a declarative passive voice. The film opened to $15.6 million overseas. Also $48 million domestic. It's like, yeah. Say the bad part first. Make that seem like the only thing that matters, and then the actual thing people are going to care about, kind of just bury that in the second half of the sentence. Anyway, goes on, quote, it's a great result for an original R-rated horror film that takes place in the 1930s, yet the Warner Brothers release has an eye-popping $90 million price tag before global marketing expenses, so profitability remains a ways away. End quote. Okay, so like what's going on here? Why is this objective win being put into this weasel language to make it seem like it's a loss? All the movie just opened. Of course, profitability remains a ways away. $90 million is an eye-popping budget now. Not to mention marketing expenses. Like, yeah, that's every movie. $90 million is a low budget for a big Hollywood release. What's going on here is this. The point of Variety, of The Hollywood Reporter, of Deadline, of all of these media outlets, and the point of reporters like Rebecca Rubin is that they are stenographers. They are there to tell the public what the powerful people at the studios, the powerful people in the industry think. There's this layer of sort of laundering between them. So this isn't like a press release from Warner Brothers, but this is valuable because you can read this and say, okay, this is what David Zaslav or whoever it is in charge actually thinks. This is Warner Brothers, remember, the studio that said, we're getting out of the auteur business. We don't want to give all this power to directors. It's why they drove Christopher Nolan off of their studio after being in business with him his whole career, and why he went and made $1 billion for Universal, because they didn't want to be in the Christopher Nolan business anymore. It's why they buried Clint Eastwood's last movie, The Last Juror, after working with him for 50 fucking years. It's not a good look for them that a director, Ryan Coogler, a powerful director, is like a brand name unto himself, and that he's making all this money. Are they ecstatic about how much money this movie's making? No, because one, they didn't come up with it. An auteur director came up with it. Two, there's no sequels to be made from this, so what do they care? Three, because they had no involvement in its making, because this isn't the product of some corporate retreat they had where a Poindexter came out with a spreadsheet and a friggin' PowerPoint presentation giving you, 10 movies that you could make in the Sinners cinematic universe, and throw in something about how we use an AI assistant to help us develop this IP that's based on a series of graphic novels that were really popular in the 1970s. Oh, this doesn't have anything to do with them or their business model. In fact, it's a threat to their business model when they're going all in on IP. They need to go to their industry journalism contacts and say, hey, can you frame this in a way that makes this look like it's not that big of a deal, that Ryan Coogler's movie, his original non-IP movie, his movie that has nothing to do with the development schemes of Hollywood studios, can you make it look like it's not that big of a deal? Okay, thanks, bye. So that's what's going on there. Number 4, a Minecraft movie. Damn, $5.9 million domestic total, $417 million. I'm getting to the age where there are movies that are so huge, and yet I know I'm never seeing that. It could be great, it could be bad, I don't know, but I'm do I need to see the Minecraft movie? Somebody tell me if I need to see the Minecraft movie. I'll tell you a movie I do need to see. Number 5, The Accountant 2, or The Accountant Squared. Gonna wait for streaming for this, but I just recently saw Accountant 1 and I liked it a lot. Looking forward to Accountant 2. Gonna stop here with the top 5 in the box office, but next week I'm gonna give you the top 10 plus any movie that any member of our league drafted, I will cover. And I look forward to talking to you all then. Thank you so much.